What's up, cool people? I'm Matt Conroy. Welcome back to Forza Horizon 2, and I missed that turn. I had just mapped that out where I wanted to go, right after going through a couple of speed traps along the way. So, yeah, we're going to do the whole off-road racing series in this episode. So, we'll see how that all goes. We've got our Jurassic Park Jeep here, which is definitely different than the other Jeep that we found in our barn find from the last episode. Actually, this isn't even a Jeep, it's a Land Rover. What the heck am I talking about? I mean, appearance-wise, they can be pretty similar sometimes. In terms of, like, the overall frame and such. I'm seeing a Hummer in here, a Volkswagen Beetle? Anyway. Alrighty. So, I imagine we'll be going off-road a fair bit in this series, but so far this race is not requiring us to do so. Yep, there we go. Figured it was coming eventually. Why would you have all these off-road vehicles if you didn't need to go off-road? And oh my gosh, this dude is just... ugh. People are not being helpful. Let's make sure I don't miss any checkpoints this time around. It's almost more helpful in this case to, I mean, maybe the map can help a little bit, but for these races in particular, I find it more helpful to just look up at the screen and see where the checkpoints are. Because sometimes, especially with it being off-road, checkpoints aren't always going to be where the GPS suggests you to go. Jeez, looks like we're on some sort of airfield. Alright. So far not doing too bad. Second place. I'm hoping I would eventually get first, but I'm not going to be too disappointed with second. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about at this point because the previous couple episodes that I've recorded today went through all the major other stuff that was on my mind. So I guess this time around my commentary might actually be more focused on this game. But we'll see. I might just not have that much commentary at all. That happens sometimes. It happened a lot. What the... How? How did you suddenly just come out of nowhere and pass me up? Whatever. Where's the next checkpoint? Over there. Oh, that's the finish line. Okay. And taking a little bit of a shortcut, I have managed to get myself into first place. Bada bing, bada boom. Win.
Nice driving, mate.
Anyway. Does it for that race. Blah, blah, blah. What are you doing? So anyway, as I was saying, there were a lot of times during the cutscenes and stuff in Kingdom Hearts 3 where I figured it was best if I just stay quiet. Even if I had other stuff on my mind. if you watch those videos, you probably saw that, you know, there were times when I did still kind of talk over the scene. Oh, doggone it, I pressed start when there was another wheel spin. Oh well. Anyway, there were times when I talked over the cutscenes, just finishing up a thought, generally, that I had on my mind, or having some sort of comment on what was going on that I thought was either amusing or perhaps significant. I guess I'll go to this next, because it's the next closest one. But then there were also quite a few times during the cutscenes I just straight up kept quiet. Heck, even not during the cutscenes. Because I was, like... I don't want to say I was in tryhard mode, but there were times when, especially if I was close to dying in a battle, that I would just stop talking for a little bit and focus. There also might have been a couple of times where I was actually, like, you know, in the middle of saying something, then ouch. This is why you don't try to pass someone who's passing someone. Even in these games. Anyway, there were some times when I realized, going back and looking at it, where, like, I made a comment on something that wound up getting edited out because it was either part of a cutscene or part of something I had to, like, redo. And then... and then once I got to the other end of what I cut out, I might have referenced back to the thing I previously said and maybe left some people confused. I tried to minimize that, but there might have been a couple of times when I kind of wound up doing that. Especially when I was, you know, more concerned about how much time I was taking up with my episodes. But anyway. Back to this game and what's going on here. I'm wondering if and when this race is going to go off-road. I mean, I'm not necessarily assuming that every one of these races is going to go off-road just because we're using, you know, typically off-road vehicles. So who knows, this might be an exception, and I just zipped myself on into first place there, didn't I? That might be a spot where if it was some sort of professional race or something like that, like in a, I don't know, like in a NASCAR or maybe a WRC or something like that, I would get penalized for taking a shortcut. Oh yeah, speaking of WRC, that game, it was frustrating as all get up sometimes, but I think it was fair enough. Like, it was a really, really rare occasion. I think only maybe once or twice when I actually got to a point where, like, I was attempting a race and wasn't satisfied with how it was going, tried to restart and then wasn't able to because I had restarted so many times. Now, one of those times happened early on in my playing of the game and literally made me just restart my entire game file because it was gonna just massively mess me up for the entire rest of that event, certainly, and then probably because of that, it would have just messed up the entire rest of that career season thing that was going on. And since I wasn't that far into it, I was like, well, you know what? Maybe I'll just redo this here. It was frustrating and stupid, but like that seemed like the best option at the time. Yeah, I have a much easier time with this game, though. Nowhere near as precise with the driving.
Nice one, mate. You looked in control for that whole race there.
Okay. 2 for 2 in terms of first place finishes within this series thing. No, I don't want to do that.
Hey dude, your Jeep is ready to collect next time you're at the garage.
Oh, hey. Barn find is ready. But that'll be a later time. I'm gonna finish up this event thing for now. So I've got that thing way up there, and I've got this over here. And I'm saving up my perk points for this whole thing, because out of all the possibilities, that seems to be the most significant difference out of what I would possibly get. Next, after that, will probably be this thing, but we'll see. Also, I will just point out now, this is going to be the last episode that I record this day, because after this, it won't be too long before people start getting back to the house and making noise. I am recording this on a Monday, by the way, not that that makes much difference to you. I don't know, that might have been worded a little bit rudely. I apologize for that if anybody took it that way. I didn't mean to be all like, that's none of your business. But, I mean, obviously I don't care that much about it because I mentioned it. But I just figure in terms of viewing this video, the fact that I'm recording it on a Monday isn't all that relevant. It's just me rambling on about something so that I'm continuing my commentary. People are very much in the way in this race, and that is not helpful. Still in 5th place for the moment, not bad. Alright. So far, we're 2 for 3 with these races going off-road. Which, again, not surprising at all, considering we're using, like, designated off-road vehicles. I just broke down, like, all of those turning signs. I guess one of the things I kind of like when it comes to these off-road events and stuff, though, is that they tend to get you more experience points from, like, skill chains and such. Like, you'll pop into the air a little bit more, you tend to drift a little bit more around some of the turns, and things like that. So, while the actual off-road concept and the way it happens in the game isn't necessarily my favorite, the long-term benefits of these tend to not be too bad. It kind of balances it all out. And man, I have been just stuck back here in 5th place for a while. Some of it's because of little stuff like that, where I just slightly lose control. Where am I going now? Over here, okay. And somehow I've managed to get my way into 2nd place now. Almost first, if I can pass this guy. And there we go. Another first place finish.
All right, another win.
Yeah, I'm 12 points ahead of second place. Sure, I'll give the design a like. If the person who created it is even still playing this game, I guess it'll give them more credits. But if somebody really likes the Forza Horizon series that much, they've probably already bought and are playing 4. Ooh, another wheel spin. $5,000. That's not so great, but whatever. Maybe the next time I actually, you know, get one of the perk point things, maybe then I can get better wheel spin results. Alright, I'm gonna go up here for the last event.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Which means I have to go down here first.
In 400 yards, turn right.
So, other thoughts just on anything at all. In terms of other games that I might play and alternate with this one, well, I can tell you one for sure that I'm not doing, despite it sitting on my hard drive. I will not be doing that with the game Celeste. Because, as things stand, I've been watching one of my YouTube channel subscriptions. One of the YouTube channels I'm subscribed to has been doing a playthrough of Celeste, and just kind of because of that, I'm not as inclined to play it myself, or not even so much when it comes to playing the game. It's more so like I don't want to record that myself, because I'm like, well, that's already out there decently enough, and there's certainly nothing extra that I would add to it. I would probably sound 1,000 times more frustrated than he does. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the channel Rabid Luigi, or I guess this one is more on his like second channel, now that he's split that up. But
You have arrived at your destination.
yeah, he very rarely actually sounds angry and frustrated, but I definitely remember when playing stuff like Super Meat Boy, I was like steaming at some parts, and I wasn't even trying to do most of the optional stuff.
Okay, you've done really well. You just need to win this next race, and the championship is yours.
I don't even need to win this race to get the championship. In fact, I could probably end up back in, I don't know, like 10th place, or possibly even worse, and still be fine. As we saw not too long ago, I'm 12 points ahead of second place. But of course, I'm not going to just not try and win this. That would be just completely disingenuous. And now is where we go off-road? Okay. Kinda, but not quite. There is still very much a designated path here, and thank you, vehicle in front of me. Brabren 11, is that what I'm seeing? Thank you for slowing me down on that turn. Triple pass. Not to be confused with triple bypass. And something else I'm kind of considering when it comes to videos I can make and that kind of stuff. I bought the disc version of Kingdom Hearts 3, so it wasn't one that, like, once I was finished what I wanted to do, that I just immediately deleted from my hard drive. I mean, first off, completely unrelated to making any videos, I'm debating on at some point, I think I might want to go back and try the game on Proud Mode, which is, you know, the harder difficulty setting. I was playing it on, like, normal. But in terms of videos of Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm kind of wondering if anybody wants to see some of the optional stuff. Like, even just to see what it is and know that it exists. Because there are some, like, for example, some of the game's achievements even are listed as secret achievements. But, you know, I've gotten all the achievements, and so I would be able to show that to you and tell you where it is, give you some suggestions maybe on how to handle it. Like, I'm not gonna say all of it right now in this video, but there was a gummy ship mission that was connected with an achievement, and just, oh man. First of all, the thing was hard to find. I mean, no, not really. It wasn't that hard to find, but
Nice work. Another win, another
it
20
was
points.
difficult just to even gain access to. And then the thing itself
Nice one.
was extra difficult on top of that.
Championship in the bag. You keep this up and you may just secure yourself a place in the Horizon finale. Well done. That
7
win
more
takes you more than
championships to
halfway
go.
towards qualifying for the Horizon finale.
But yeah, I'm certainly not going to argue with, you know, people who would want more Kingdom Hearts 3
Alright,
content.
I don't know if you got the memo, but the next showcase is starting soon. Meet me here.
Showcase, eh? Do I include that now or in the next episode? I think I'll probably save it for next time, just to keep my episode lengths for this series a little more consistent. So, I guess that'll do it for this time around. Next time, we're obviously gonna go to this showcase thing here, which, based on that image, would seem to involve a hot air balloon? Not sure how that's gonna work, but whatever. We'll see. But, like I said, that's for next time. So, for now, that's all. As always, like and share if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, click the bell. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Just look down in the description for information on different ways to keep up with me and interact with my videos and all that kind of stuff. And leave comments below with your thoughts on this, on the Kingdom Hearts bonus content idea, on another game you'd like to see me play, anything, whatever it is, let me know down below. So that's going to do it. I hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you in the next episode, but until then, stay cool, people.